Hey guys, Chris here from flippingcars.co.uk and welcome to the Car Auction Diaries. Before we go any further, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get towards 10,000 subscribers as quick as possible. Your support is truly appreciated. Each week I buy a lot of cars from auction. Most of the time I go to the auction, but there's times when I just can't get there. So I buy a lot of cars online. The biggest tip I can give you is really check out the images, and there's one image you should really pay attention to. As most of you know, I go to auction pretty much, 2 times, 3 times a week. But a lot of the times I can't get there myself, and so I buy a lot of cars online. And what I always say to people when buying a car online, of course check the mechanics report, of course check the condition report, but more importantly, take a look at the images. And that might sound pretty sort of obvious, a look at the images. Of course you're going to do that, you're going to want to see what the car looks like. But let's have a look here. Always look at the picture of the dashboard warning lights in particular, because you want to see if any are on. And I'm back at my unit at the moment, but let's have a look at this car, for example. If this had a picture of the dashboard warning light, what would it tell me? There we go, there's the dashboard warning lights, and when I turn the ignition on, of course we can see the engine management light on, but the engine's not started, so hopefully that's going to go out. But bang in the centre is the brake warning light, and it's telling me that the pads are probably thin, or at least one of them is. If I turn that on, the engine management light goes out, so that's good news, but the brake warning light is on, and the brake pad wear warning light is on as well. So I know one of the pads on this car are going to need changing. And obviously we don't change one pad, we change the pair, and we might need to do the discs as well. So I know just by looking at the dashboard warning lights whether I've got any expensive repairs coming along with this car. What I can also do is cross-reference the MOT database to see if there's any more information on this car on the MOT database. So here we go, I've come onto the government website, check motservice.gov.uk, and here's the car, and its last MOT was in March. And there we go, advisory notice, front brake disc worn, pitted or scored, and rear brake disc worn. So both brake discs are likely to be needed to be done on this car. And if I'm doing the discs, of course I'm going to have to do the pads. So now I need to find out what those are going to cost me. And there's online services that will give me a good idea before I buy this car of what those are going to cost me. So here's just one of them, and there's loads out there anyway, so there's plenty to choose from. Just go onto Google and search for an online repair service or to get a quote for the work. There's loads out there, stuff like motoreasy.com, clickmechanic.com, all these sort of sites, and they're really quite useful. So if I click on repairs on this one here, and then brakes, and then I'm going to have to say to myself, right, I need front brakes all, and the discs, and the rear, and it'll work out a quote for me. And there we go. That's going to cost me 634 quid to do pads and brakes all round. Christ, that's expensive. It's a lot more than I thought, to be honest. They're not normally that bad, but Christ almighty, that's expensive. So I need to take that into consideration. If I look at a car auction and I see a warning light for brake pads on there or the braking system, I know there's a big repair bill there somewhere, so I've got to factor that into my bidding price. So it really makes sense. Check the images, check the condition report, check the assured report, but the biggest thing, check that picture of the dashboard warning lights. It could save you 634 quid or more. Of course, it might not be brake pads, it could be an engine management light, it could be something else, but make sure you check that dashboard for any warning lights and do a bit of research before bidding if there is a warning light on. So just because we haven't been to auction, it doesn't mean we need to go and make a silly mistake and leave ourselves with expensive repair bills when all we need to do is take a good look at the images and make sure we understand what they mean. Google dashboard images. It's as simple as that. You don't need to be a mechanic to stop yourself from making a mistake when buying a car at auction. It's all about minimising your risk. If you're a private buyer and you want to buy a car from auction, make sure you go onto flippingcars.co.uk and check out my car auction buying service, because I'm experienced and I will stop you from making these mistakes. It's as simple as that, isn't it, really? I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, and give it a thumbs up. Every thumbs up and everyone who subscribes means so much to me. I really appreciate all your support. If you've got time, leave me a comment below. What I'm going to do every month is choose one of my YouTube subscribers who has left me a comment, and I'm going to give away one of my awesome Flipping Cars t-shirts. I hope that's going to be you. Remember, leave me a comment below, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up. Thanks very much.